Hello bookish friends, welcome back to Amanda's Bookish Adventures. It is day 11 of Bookmas and I failed. Now, that's not the title of this video. This is supposed to be top 10 priority reads of 2022 vlog part 2. And I ran out of time. I have no time to read those books with filming 2 other videos and the vlog for the readathon I'm currently doing this December. I've had so much stress. There's no way. I've been sick all of November when I was going to do the second half of that vlog. I've had so much drama. I had to return. I had 2 of the books. I've had to switch out books, but I've had 2 of the books that I was going to read that I owned. And then I checked out 3 from the library that I was going to read because I switched. But I ended up having to take those back. I thought I could extend them one time, so I was like, okay, I'll just start reading them after Thanksgiving is done and start a vlog for this. And Monday, when I was going to check them out after Thanksgiving, I found out they were late. And I went online to see how much my fine was, couldn't see anything. I go to the library that day and return them, and you'll see this in another vlog. I think it was the 25th vlog when I was almost done with the books for that vlog that I found out they were late. And I took them inside. He checked them in and said, I'm not going to charge you. There was no fine. And I was like, maybe it's because of the holiday. I have not been late with library books since I was 18. And that's because the bus broke. And I could not find anyone to take me to the library. So I had to pay a fine. I was so hard on myself. I had so much anxiety about that. And I haven't done that for years, and I've been very careful to never damage a library book since I was 12 years old, and my dog got a hold of one, and I've been very careful for all those years not to have a late fine until I was one time when I was 18, and now I stress myself out. I think there was a glitch in the system because right before Thanksgiving, I had on each of those books 1 more hold that I could draw out, and I was going to check them out on the week after Thanksgiving, so I could read some of them in December. Oh, it was very stressful, and on top of all that stress, my furnace is out. It works, but to buy the part that it needed is it's so much money. So we decided, because every year since we replaced that furnace 7 years ago in this house, that we were lucky enough to have the funds to replace that. And we also have to replace our electric box. We knew we were going to have to replace it. We had extra funds, and we're like, okay, we'll just see bids. And the guy comes out, because this house was built like in the 1964 is when my grandparents purchased this house. And it's been the same electric box. We've replaced things over the years, parts for it, and the guy came out and I'm like, yeah, it's a fire hazard, so it's probably good that you're doing that, replacing it. So we'll be replacing that next week, but day with no furnace. The guys are coming out tomorrow for the furnace, and so it's been a very stressful beginning of December, and I'm starting a new job. I'm still currently going to be doing the job that I do on Saturdays. I had more throughout the year of days, and then I lost those days, and that was stressful. But for right now, with everything that's going on in my life, and so I've made a little enough, and I knew I was trying to find something else to replace the income, and I finally got something, and then I told them I couldn't start till next week. And then they texted me when I was asleep after I got my next COVID shot, and I didn't wake up because I always have reactions and I always fall straight asleep after they texted me at 1 today, can you do orientation, when I told them I couldn't do anything until after December 12th. So hopefully she gets back to me tomorrow, and if that's not okay, I'm gonna have to go in tomorrow. I was very adamant that I couldn't start anything until after December 12th because I've had so much stress, and I have so much construction and so much appointments this week. So I was like, yeah, after December 12th, I can start whatever days. And so I'm hoping she will text me early in the morning, because she always texts me in the afternoon, and I was asleep after I got my 4th COVID shot and the flu shot and I could feel the reaction happen, which wasn't as bad as the others. I could not get warm. I had the chills. I slept with 3 blankets, woke up at 5, and I texted her back. I couldn't do anything till after the 13th because I have people coming on Monday the 12th to do my electrical box. So I'm hoping she will get back to me. It's been a very stressful week, and I am going on. So if you've watched all my rant, this will be series I'm in the middle of. And I'm not going to be hard on myself because I only had, let's see, how many videos did I have left after Top Gun 6? This one, Top Romance of the Year. I filmed the 24th vlog, the 25th vlog, and I filmed one, even though it's December 6th, I filmed the first part of the Mary Bookmas vlog. So this will be the last one I need to pre-film. No, not pre-film because it's going to go out on the December 11th, but it's the last one I need to film before I get back to doing the Mary Bookmas vlog part 2. And then I'm done with Bookmas. Excuse me, sorry for this rant. This video is probably not the best one. So, series I'm in the middle of, I don't have physical copies. Like I said, I do check out a lot of books from the library and then whatever I buy. Because I've been very careful of only buying from authors that I love. So, I am currently in the middle of One Piece series, and that is about Luffy. And he wants to be the king of pirates. So he gathers his crew with the first couple islands that he goes, and then he gets to the Grand Line, he gets a new member of his crew, and where I'm at, he is helping Princess Vivi. Now, there are arcs to this, which I didn't know. I only read whatever I can get at the library at the time or on the digital app Libby. But I think if with the arcs, like you read a certain amount, I think How to Train Your Gavin has vlogs for this, and I've been careful not to watch the vlogs because I don't want to be spoiled. So I'm on volume 22 I need to check out at the library, but volumes that are currently out, plus they're getting a new volume next year of One Piece, there's 104. So there is that series I'm working on. We have Black Clover. It's kind of this one reminds me of Naruto, and I did finish Naruto this year, so that was a manga series that I love, and I plan on buying the manga, all of it. So Black Clover is kind of reminds me of One Piece, but it reminds me more of Naruto. And I'll explain why. So we have the main character on top of my head. I don't have a volume, and I haven't read a new volume lately, so I can't remember his name. He is an orphan, and he is unskilled like Naruto was. So he wants to join the Magic Knights, and he has no magic ability. And so he fails the test until he finds a grimoire that will take him. His best friend wants to be the Wizard King as well. They grew up in the same orphanage. They are commoners. They are looked down on. So they get accepted. They go through the journey of finding their ranks, magic swords to take them, and it's really good. The volume I'm on is volume 10, and there are 34 volumes out. So I think there's more coming. So that's that series. And then we have Demon Slayer, which I'm almost finished. So the volume that I have off Libby is 22, and I need to read that. But then I only have one more volume, and then I have finished that manga series. It is about, top of my head, I can't remember the name unless I have a physical copy to look at. So it is about a boy who sells matches. His family has been selling matches. That he one night goes to the village to send his, I think, charcoal maybe. And I was wrong about matches, but charcoal. So he went to the village, and there's demons at night. So a villager's like, hey, stay the night. It's not safe for you to go out of the village to go back to where you live in the forest. He comes home, and his entire family is slaughtered, and his sister gets turned into a demon. She was able to wake up out of it more conscious, and she hasn't ate any human blood or humans or demon blood, so she has more of a human approach. So he joins Demon Slayers to find a cure for her and to get back at the demon that killed his family. It is such a unique series, and I kind of want more. I think there might be a spin-off series for later, or just like a spin-off like for modern. I don't know, but I'm excited to see how it ends, and then I want to start the anime next year. Now, another one is Lore of Olympus. I've read volume 1 and 2. Volume 3 got released. I haven't read that yet, and volume 4 is being released next year. Lore of Olympus is about Persephone, and she came to Olympus to go to college and become, I think, something maiden. Well, she meets Hades and they kind of develop a friendship and stuff. You have outside characters. It is slow burn, but it's really dark. She was more used to the human world that's not so modern, and Olympus is more modern contemporary. So it's been interesting to interact with the other gods, the stories that are playing out, and the darkness, how dark it is, and Hades' story, because he's one of the original gods and he went through traumatic stuff. So yes, there's that. The next one, I do have physical copies because I just checked out. We have the Gilded, the Plated series. So I finished Guild and I loved it. I could see why this was hyped. But to go off topic, I just saw today that this is announced to either become I think a movie series or a TV series next year, and I already kind of filmed what books are becoming TV or movie. I did 3 parts, so I want to announce that this is becoming a series. So I'm really excited. This one is a Midas retelling about Arwen, and she's kind of been locked in a cage for a very long time. And she, because of stuff that's happened in her childhood to her young adult teenage years, she prefers the cage. She thinks she's safe. Well, it is a very dark series, and there is, just read the content warnings. But slowly throughout this book, she's started kind of gaining back her independence, I don't know what to say. She's slowly starting to get more independent, and she wants out of the cage. And I got interrupted. So she slowly wants to get out of her cage. She wants friendships. She doesn't really want to rely on Midas. She still wants Midas at this point where in this book. She doesn't think she is being abused by him. So yes, she wants out of the cage. She did get to go out for a while. I don't care if I spoil that. She goes out a little as her journey continues. We hear about kings that have power. Midas has the power to touch things to gold. He's made her gold. Her skin, her hair, everything but her eyes and teeth are gold. So it was interesting. The world system, the magic system was amazing. But I just saw on Instagram, this was announced to become a TV series or a movie, or at least it's been picked up. Either become a movie or a TV series, and it's not on the list that I did of the 3 videos of book to movie, books that are becoming TV/movie, because it was just announced today, and I pre-filmed that. So I need to read Glint, Gleam, and Glow, and then Gold comes out next year. I'm also currently in the middle of this is not all the series, but this is the stuff I've read more of the books. I do have series that I have to reread written down to read the sequel, the final book. So we have Keeper of the Lost Cities, and that is about Sophie. Sophie's been able to read, as a little kid, she's been able to read everyone's minds. And she's always been an outsider. She's been intelligent. She's been an outsider in her family. She finds out she's an elf, that she is not a human. So she gets brought to the elf world. She gets trained at figuring out how she came to be. And she has people hunting her. Her abilities are so unique. And she doesn't know who she can trust. She builds friendships, relationships, why she's trying to help change the elf world. So the ones that I currently own are Legacy, which I do at least planning on read one of them this December. And then we have Unlocked is novellas and some artwork, I believe, that continue on. And then it was just, which I haven't picked up yet, is Stellar Loom, the 10th or the 9th book of the series. Just came out in November. And then we are getting a release sometime next year, November. So we also have the Blood and Ash series. I do own one physical book, but I'll just tell you what it's about. So Poppy is a maiden. You can't show her face. She can't do anything. You have people who live in poverty. She gets abused because of things, and she knows something's wrong. She doesn't want to be a maiden. She just wants to be a normal girl, and it's been a while since I read that series. I think I started it at the beginning of the year, and I can't even remember where I'm at. Once I pick up the book, I can remember exactly where I am, but until I pick up the next book. I can't. So the next book I need to pick up is The War of Two Queens. And before I can read that, I have to start the series before that, because there is a reading order and I do own the first book in that series. So I have to pick up that, read The War of Two Queens, read the next book in that series, and I believe another book from the Blood and Ash series gets released later in the year. Then I have to I'm currently reading the Books of Babel series, and I can't remember the character's name, but I do remember this one more. So this teacher marries a student after years. She went to go study, and then she came back and they got married. He's a headmaster and a teacher. He's always wanted to go to the Babel, the tower. It has so many levels. No one's ever been to the top of the tower. So him and his wife were shopping, and they got split up, but she told him, if we miss each other, let's meet at the top of the tower. And he's like, no. She's like, well, I'm just trying to be romantic. His wife goes missing. He's climbing this tower to find out what's happened to her. And he gets so close each time. He meets friends and allies, and he discovers secrets about the tower. And it's dark, and then I don't know how it's going to play out. I do own the third book, which is in a stack of books over there I'm too lazy to get. But the fourth book of the series has been released, and I think it's just called Babel, that one. And one of the reasons why I haven't continued that series so far is because of the ratings for the fourth book. I don't want to be disappointed. I loved the first two books. Salen, the character of the first book is Salen, and his name is Salen, and where it ended off, the cliffhanger of book 2, I've been nervous to get into book 3. But I'm planning on doing that and maybe seeing if the library has the fourth book, because I don't know if I want to buy it if it sucks. Alright, so the one I forgot that I have to read, I have written down, is The Shadow in the Ember. Oh, I forgot to get the other book that I need. So I have to read Shadow in the Ember, and then The War of Two Queens, and then the next book in the Shadow Ember series. I don't even know what that on the top of my head is. So not my best video of this, but I gotta do what I got to do. So I have not finished the Throne of Glass series yet. I am on, I think, the 5th book. And I haven't started it, and they're republishing the covers, so I'm planning to get the last book and maybe just buy the novella series and get the new covers, because I do love her, but I want at least the original book covers, and then I will have the new covers next year. So that is about Aelin, and she's a very powerful assassin, and she starts off, sorry, it's not Aelin, it's Serena. You find out her real name is Aelin, but I'm just gonna call her Aelin because I can't. Selena, no, that's the name. So Selena. So the beginning of the series, she is in a prison, and the prince brings her to try out to become the king's top warrior, maybe top assassin. So she does a tournament. She despises the king. There's so many secrets, but there is a novella book, or even just buy the novellas, where you read how she got to the prison and other characters you would meet later in the series, because it was a bind-up, but I've read them all, and I gotta reread the bind-up, because I think I gotta reread the bind-up after book 5, because book 6, it might be, I think I'm on book 4. Yeah, I'm on book 4, and it's over there. I'm too lazy to get. But after book 4, people have read the novella. I read it at the beginning of the series, and I enjoyed it, because you get introduced to Selena's character and discovering how she ended up in that prison. And then later on, there's other novellas that affect, I think, book 5 and 6 characters that we haven't met yet. So I have to reread the novella. And I'm just going to reread up the bind-up. So another series that I'm reading from Sarah J. Maas is the Court of Throne of Rose series. I haven't continued on with my reread, and I haven't read Court of a Silver of Flames. I hate that title, but I haven't read that. I have been reluctant to pick it up because there is not a second book out, so I've been very slow of rereading that series. I need to reread the first Mistborn book and then continue on, and then read the Second Era, because the Second Era just got its next release. I need to reread Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. He's the author of Mistborn 2, so I can continue on with the Skyward series. I need to read, yeah, because the next book I need to read is The Hunt. I need to read the Morgan Crow series. I need to reread book 2 so I can read A Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morgan Crow. I need to read reread the first 3 books of the Stalking Jack the Ripper series and the novella, so I can finish that series and start her next trilogy of books in a different setting, different world. I haven't started them, and I think I might just read them and then reread the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. But yes, those are all the series that I'm least more caught up with. There is Bleach that I'm currently reading, but I'm reading that one a lot slower than I'm reading One Piece. There's probably series that I have forgot, but like I said, it's been a stressful end of November to beginning of December season. So I will see you for day 12, which is a better video than this one, but I do hope you guys are having a better December than me, and I hope you're having a good reading month, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.